another episode of Hooks and Dice. I'm Leela Crochet, and this week's episode is about originality, both in crochet and in D&D. I'm still working on the blanket, yes. I'm almost done with it. It's a little bit of a slog now, but I'm on the very last couple of rows, so once I'm finished, then I found out I don't even need to block it because the border is sort of blocking it for me. It's kind of interesting how that worked out. So I really don't have to block it, and once I'm finished with it, then I'm finished with it, and I can move on to the wheel cover on the Jeep. So a little bit of self-promotion here. I have a Ravelry account, and I have a DeviantArt account, and I have an Etsy account, and I post original patterns on both Ravelry and DeviantArt, and of course I sell original creations on Etsy, and I do take special orders, and I can crochet just about anything. So if there's anything you ever need, you can contact me here in the comments below, or you can go to my accounts, which I will link to at the end of the episode, and you can contact me there, and we can talk about prices and what you need. So I do have one My Little Pony. I'm making some My Little Pony dolls for someone. He's a friend of mine that used to D&D with us, but I'm kind of at a standstill on the hind legs. I'm still trying to write that out so that I can get that to look right, because you know, the new My Little Pony, just they look so funky with those back legs the way they are, and it's hard to translate that to crochet. But I'm working on it, and I've got, like I said, I've got the body done. It's the hind legs that are kicking me, no pun intended. So the campaign that my fiance runs on Mondays is homebrewed. It's an original idea of his, and like I've mentioned before, basically he started us all out as commoners that didn't have much to our names, and we've worked our way through the campaigns, or I should say campaign, and slowly accumulating wealth, slowly accumulating skills and feats. We do encounter some magic along the way. His world is one that was supposedly without magic, where all the gods have disappeared, and magic is just myth and legend now. But some of us have encountered ancestral magic. Others have encountered books and I would call them places of power, where they've been able to charge weapons up and make them magical weapons. I, for instance, have a bow that when you draw it, an arrow appears, so you don't ever need arrows for this bow. I also have a dagger that returns when you throw it, it comes back to you. So those are the magical items that I have. And one of our other fellow players has a staff that is sentient now. It can talk and guide him and help him out on his way. And it's a fun campaign. It's, like I said before, it's really rewarding to play something from the ground up, from scratch, because you really get a sense of how much goes into building a character, a regular character. So the things that you take for granted when you're building a regular character are really important achievements in this campaign. It's part of why I really enjoy it. The campaign that I run on Fridays, it's a world based on the 7 deadly sins and the 7 heavenly virtues. And my players are in the world trying to figure out what in the world is going on. They met as strangers and became involved in local drama. And so they're trying to puzzle out, what do the sins and the virtues have to do with anything, and whether or not it affects them personally, or if it just affects the people that they come across. So I can't say too much more about it without spoiling it for some of my viewers, because they are players for me, but it's a neat campaign. Right now we're dealing with lust, which is so so tricky to play with, because the three players that I have are 2 exes and my fiance, so that's a little awkward to begin with. And then we're dealing with the issue of sex. And I told them up front, you know, sex is, it happens. It's gonna happen. Get used to it. And they've done very well. Everyone's been mature about it. And in particular, I would say that the players who are called upon to do certain things in the campaign that they wouldn't ordinarily do, handle it with grace and aplomb. So it's really fun to run these original campaigns and be a part of an original campaign that's homebrewed. I was nervous about it at first, being a DM, because I don't have a book. You know, I don't have any of the pre-constructed campaigns, and it's my first time being a DM. So I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. Oftentimes I have to ask for help from my fiance so that I can settle rule questions, or, you know, for even myself to know what to roll sometimes, because I'm still learning as a player, let alone as a DM. So it's, I've got to look at the instructions real quick. Let's see. Round 2. Increase 4 stitches. Okay. So get in there. This blanket is giving me no end of trouble, but it sure looks nice. There. So, and I don't know if you noticed, but I have my extremely long claws on. Oh, there's the camera. I have D&D dice decals that I made. And so I'm wearing my dice on my fingers. It's a lot of fun. I do sell those on Etsy. Shameless plug here. I have, I think, 5 colors left. Green, orange, pink, possibly purple. I'll have to look at them. I should have looked before I started the episode, but anyway, I do have a few colors left, and they are available for $5 for a set of 40, which would do 2 sets of all 10 nails. I think. My math, I don't do the math. I just know you get 40 decals, so you can do your nails twice. And it's for $5. And they are very easy to use, and I include instructions with them. And I send them out right away. So if you're interested in D&D, or not D&D, but dice decals for your nails, and they're easy to use on both synthetic and natural nails, then hit me up in Etsy, because that's a lot of fun. I do have other designs as well, but those listings have expired, and I've already renewed them once, so I will not be offering those again for another time. So I'm looking forward to doing more original patterns. One of the original patterns that I created was Cthulhu Kitty. It's Hello Kitty wearing a Cthulhu costume, and she is so adorable. I created her as a raffle prize when I was going to Fandemonium, which is a convention in Idaho, and I can list a link to that as well. It's a great convention. You guys should go out if you can make it. And I was in Artist Alley. I was one of the artists and crocheting Hello Kitty dolls from the original patterns. And while I was crocheting, I offered gift bags, or I should say grab bags, that had candy and stickers in them. And some of them had free tickets for the raffle for this Cthulhu Kitty. Otherwise, I just offered the tickets for sale. The grab bags sold like hotcakes. I was shocked. And it was funny because once everybody on Artist Alley saw how well they were selling, everybody was buying, everybody was selling them. Mine were probably the least expensive because they had the least amount of things in them. But it was really funny how everybody picked up on that and said, oh, we should do grab bags too. Anyway, the Cthulhu Kitty pattern, I was going to share that in DeviantArt, and then my external hard drive broke. And so everything that I had on it, including my original patterns, are trapped on there if I don't have them already uploaded to Ravelry or DeviantArt. So if there is a pattern for something that I've done in my Ravelry that you don't see and you would like the pattern, let me know. Some of them are not original patterns, so I can only share links to them, or yeah, probably just links, because I do have some books that there are links to, but I've been collecting crochet books for 15 years really, and some of them, I don't know if you can even get them anymore. Some of them were from the dollar store. But what I like to do for my original patterns is get a start of an idea from someone else. So like, for instance, the Hello Kitty doll, the amigurumi, I saw the pattern of someone else's and I adjusted it to my liking, because what they did was they had crocheted the clothing directly onto her body, just like I did for the Cthulhu Kitty costume. Instead of making it a separate piece, it's actually one whole doll with the costume completely on. And I wanted a Hello Kitty that was just without costumes, so that we could actually sew doll clothes for the Hello Kitty. If you look at my, I believe I have it in Ravelry and also in DeviantArt, I've done a sari for an Indian Hello Kitty. It's very pretty. I actually cut the pieces of fabric from my daughter's sari costume because she had one for Halloween and she outgrew it, and I didn't want to waste the fabric, so I just cut out little pieces of that and made it for my fiance's niece, and she still enjoys it as far as I know. But beyond the amigurumi, I'm making it's a hooded cape. It's a short cape. It's more like a capelet, but it has a hood, and you can see this in Ravelry. It has roses and it's black, and the roses are Irish lace. Well, the whole thing is Irish lace and filet crochet. It's really nice. I do it with bedspread weight cotton, and I'm using black and gold, red and green for, you know, the red and green are for the roses, and the rest of it's the rest of the cape. It's turning out really nicely. I have it on the back burner because I'm doing this gift for the friend, and I have the wheel cover that I want to do. There are other projects that are taking precedence. That's a killer. You know, there are so many projects that I have that I need to finish up. I don't think I'll ever run out of crochet projects. Anyway, that's all I've got on originality for both the crocheting and for the D&D. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.